Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the Intercontinental Championship match going to be taking place at WWE Hell in a Cell 2015. This match, of course, is going to be Kevin Owens coming in as the reigning Intercontinental Champion, coming up against the previous Intercontinental Champion, Ryback. Ryback, to me, honestly, had a good little run with the Intercontinental Championship. You could tell that, honestly, after his injury, and they kept the title on him and doing the match instead at SummerSlam, that WWE had some plans for Ryback holding the Intercontinental Championship. I was a little bit surprised that after finally getting the three-way between Ryback, The Miz, and the Big Show, that at Night of Champions, Ryback would lose the belt so fast. But honestly, to me, if he was going to lose the belt to anybody, he lost it to the right man. I mean, Kevin Owens having the Intercontinental Championship really fits his, prize fighting mentality. You know that this guy wants to climb up farther on the card, making more money to support him and his family. Having the Intercontinental Championship is something that really means a lot. To moving up inside of WWE. I know that when I think of the Intercontinental Championship, I think of the table for three that just went down with Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, and Daniel Bryan, talking about, Dolph Ziggler bringing up the fact that when he was Intercontinental Champion, when he was a kid, and he would think of the Intercontinental Championship, he would remember, all of the great champions, Mr. Perfect, Tito Santana, Texas Tornado. Those are three that I really think about. Bret Hart, people that held that belt and that was elevated them in order to get into the WWE Championship picture. Of course, Mr. Perfect would have a feud against Hulk Hogan, never able to accomplish, becoming WWE Champion. Bret Hart, he won the title. He lost it at SummerSlam to the British Bulldog, and then out of the middle of nowhere at a house show in Canada, Bret would become WWE Champion. I think that Kevin Owens is somebody that, honestly, in my mind, is that something that the people can get behind. I mean, I don't want to call him a poor man's Stone Cold Steve Austin, but honestly, I think that a lot of people like Kevin Owens. You can really tell that WWE knows that he's a big WWE shop mover. Sells tons of shirts and coffee mugs and this, that, and the other. He has lots of fans out there. If you were able to get a babyface, persona behind him, which every guy who's a heel, once he finally turns, he becomes the guy that everybody loves to get behind, because they couldn't for so long because of all the dastardly, devious things that they were doing. That it almost always works out for the better. Kevin Owens, to me, honestly, is a guy that if I, had money to put a bet down to become a future WWE champion, it's a guy that I think it's going to be. But Owens, cheated. I guess you can say he cheated. He got away with it. That finger eye poke to Ryback, where Ryback would drop him, and then Owens rolled him up for the 1-2-3 at Night of Champions. Definitely was a finish to the match that no one thought it was going to be coming. There was no finisher, just a simple roll up 1-2-3 out of the middle of nowhere. From there, they would have a rematch on SmackDown. At that point, Ryback decided that that Kevin Owens thought that it wasn't worth it for him to put the championship up, and at one point during the match he just sort of took the count out and left. So he would become keep on holding the championship. At Hell in a Cell, they're not going to be in the cell, but that more than likely is probably not going to be an option. I don't see them redoing that sort of finish, but I would love to see Kevin Owens beat Ryback, keeping the championship. Ryback's another guy that I really like as well. I mean, I don't think Ryback's chopped liver. The whole time that he was teaming with Curtis Axel and just being a heel, it just was praying. Like, this was a guy that was so hot just a couple of years ago at the anniversary of Ryback filling in for John Cena, going up against CM Punk. Really did save the pay-per-view, because if they didn't have somebody that was hot like Ryback at that time, I don't really know what they would have done. And it was damn good. Of course, they would play off the Hell in a Cell leading into the TLC match, which they ended up having to deliver on Monday Night Raw because Punk got hurt and had to take the month of December off. But, he had his time, and then all of a sudden they turned him. I think the downfall of Ryback was that WrestleMania 29 match against Mark Henry, and just, loss after loss after loss. It doesn't really help anybody. But at Hell in a Cell, I'm picking Kevin Owens. I think he's going to be the winner, and he's going to roll on with the Intercontinental Championship.